Welcome to the show. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a great start to your week out there. Hopefully, you weren't affected by the mega leverage cascading red season we saw in crypto. I barely pay attention to. I literally not a trader, not a leverage guy, but I heard some things in crypto happen. Talk a little bit about that and how Richard feels about it today as well. But yeah, feeling good about HEX and PulseChain. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Like feeling pretty good about it. Feeling like the Lambo it's pulling up around the corner. It's got full self-driving on that Lambo. And just name your favorite McLaren, whatever it is. Keep looking at the green McLaren there. Little toy one. And just 2 more weeks, everyone. Just 2 more weeks. And boy, are you going to be happy that you joined the community that doesn't know how to do anything but win. Win.com. Do we have that? Being told we don't have that. Okay, we don't have that, but there was a hex.win for a while. Anyways, how's it going, everyone? Oh, I got a lot to get into. Where do we start? Let's start with some Richard tweets, actually. Got a few things, a few bullish things going on. Chat, appreciate you. Get to it as much as I can, but today we got some stuff to talk about. Let's see. Is my Zoom working here? Let's see. 1 sec. Let's go. All right. Let me put this on the screen. We'll get into it. Get your questions in if you have any. Going for about 45 minutes or so. Again, I hope you're having an excellent Monday out there. Joining me to what could be, and every day is just the same, the start of the bull run. Every day is another day that PulseChain season can begin. Let's go. All right. In case you didn't know, Richard Hart beat the SEC. It's pretty cool, actually. Watch that video if you haven't. Watch it. I should actually watch that again. There's probably some gems in there. I do find that after I watch a Richard video or read a tweet or something, and then a little bit later on, I'll read it again or watch it. I'm like, oh, there's some like little gems in there. I didn't even pick up the second, third time around. So that does work. I like this one. If you didn't make any money on this in 14 years, you have to STFU. I'm speaking to you, no coiners, to think you're smart. Let me know in the chat if you've ever talked to a friend or loved one that thinks crypto is a bunch of dumb stuff that's never going to go anywhere. And why in the world would they ever put any money into it? Because it's just going to go to zero or not going to do that well. It's just a fad. It's just a Beanie Baby. Shout out to Beanie Babies, by the way. It's just a Beanie Baby thing. It's just a Pokemon trading club. Just going to lose all your money. And then they just like, every once in a while you talk to them again and they just see the chart. It just keeps going up and they're just like, yeah, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. They're just going to stop buying it one day. Like when do they actually stop buying it? When it seems like that Bitcoin keeps getting bought a lot over time, seems to be. So yeah, literally like the people will talk about that too. I suspect they'll be, one day they'll be talking to their financial advisor, anyone who actually gives financial advice for a living, not me. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, I think, at this new allocation, here's what I'm thinking. They'll give them like the readout and like all the different percentages and all the different asset classes and stuff. Here's a couple different options. And then they'll have like this, crypto asset allocation deal. And it'll be like, heavy Bitcoin or something. And they'll just look at it and be like, yeah, could have bought that at $300. Just be like, we just looked at it for 14 years. Anyways, keep scrolling. It's crazy how little engagement I used to get, which also means some large portion of you still need education because you probably missed it. Long completely annihilates short in general. I remember that, by the way. You talked about that a lot. This is why lots of firms that are only long exist, but nearly none survive trying short. Look at this post. 45. This is 2020, like 5 years ago. 45 likes, 2 bookmarks, 4 retweets, 3 comments. And this is a pretty quality tweet. Pretty good quality tweet with, about Bitcoin. And back then he was like a Bitcoin maxi. Or actually, I take that back. We just went into HEX at that point. Like 2 years before that, he was Bitcoin maxi, but he was still like very, just coming off of being a Bitcoin maxi. HEX just got released, all that stuff. It'd be funny, if you tweeted it 2 years earlier, would have got the same or more engagement. And all the people who, stopped following because he started doing the HEX token or something. Anyways, let's get into some more bullish stuff. Dip. He posted literally a post with, I'm going to say this is the Ethereum chart because the price looks that way. And this gentleman here, that's the Dalai Lama, looking at the chart, dipping and then going up and being very happy and satisfied about that. So bullish, right? And by the way, Richard Heart is not going to lose. Like, not everyone is going to win. Some people are going to lose. If you invest, and that's just how investing goes. It's like not everyone's going to win who buys, whatever. Name a popular company or stock or thing you think is never going to go away. Blue chip. Not everyone's going to lose. Like, some people are not going to buy low and sell high. It's just not going to happen. Or they're going to quit too early or whatever's going to happen. Every single asset that happens, and especially in highly volatile, highly speculative fields, which crypto is a big part of, all that stuff. But everyone gets to make their own choice. And then we see where the cards fall over time. I think the true believers are going to win. And the haters, they have like this self-fulfilling. I was thinking about this today. They have this self-fulfilling prophecy. I've been trying to analogize it like that, of like, if they give up and sell and just decide they want to FUD or whatever. So almost by definition, like they may be disgruntled because they bought higher and now they got to sell lower and they're tired of waiting and impatient, whatever this stuff. So they sell low, won't capture the gains. It's like a lose-lose scenario. Like, not only do we lose a community member or an ally or, no matter what their contribution may be, but now they got to go try to get rich somewhere else. They got to go try and, invest and make money over time or whatever, gamble, like whatever, their deal is. So it kind of sucks. Like the haters, especially the ones who have been in the community before and turning, I'm just speaking generally. It's like this lose-lose scenario, and it sucks. So I'm like, I don't want that to happen. But again, this is in the world. In the world, you have all these infinite possibilities, and you have all these things that can happen. And statistically speaking, yeah, if you have to wait long enough for something to happen that you expect it to happen sooner, and you're not aligned as a believer that's just like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to win. I'm going to make a contribution there, like a lot of us are doing. It sucks. And so like not everyone's going to win. But especially when I see Richard Heart bull posting, not just bull posting at PulseChain. We've had bull posting, which is super bullish, by the way, too. Marketing campaign. What are you going to do when marketing campaign rips faces off, all that amazing stuff? That's like one category. That's like one vertical of amazing, cool thing that we love to see Richard do when he's posting. However, the other category I would say is the macro bull posting. When I see stuff like this, I'm like, all right. Like, I'm not saying it's go time, but it's get going time. Let's get going time. Let's get going. Like, let's go. Let's get a little bit closer to the match being struck type of stuff. Like, pretty cool. So I don't know why it's a surprise that Genius Billionaire Founder guy, who has plenty of good price calls before, would actually know what he's talking about and know how to time things, whatever he may be wanting to time or do or be successful at. I know that's shocking to many who have either lost faith or forgotten how cool this guy is. But boy, when I see Le Dip, I'm like, let's go. Let's get closer to going, at least. And I think we will probably know. I suspect we will see some kind of bullish posting when it is like really, really. I mean, again, people's like, oh, why don't you just bridge some funds over? Well, it could have already happened. How many different bullish things did you have to say about PulseChain, about the ecosystem, about macros before people take it seriously about this guy does persist and he is a persistent winner? What do you think is going to happen? Winning. No matter how long it takes, winning. So I think that was pretty cool. I also started posting some of the old videos, which are great. These are some that onboarded me to Richard Heart way before HEX. So when I went through and watched his all the self-help how to give a good apology, how to stop gambling, playing poker, video games, all that stuff. I was like, whoa, pretty cool guy, smart guy that I want to follow. So I've told my story a bunch of times how I came across Richard Hart, but it's pretty cool. And this one too, like this, one of the greatest hits about trading and, you know, why you shouldn't do it and all that stuff too. Pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to read them all, but I do like the Hart deal here. He talks about the different leverage and all that stuff and why it sucks. And again, another Ethereum bull like, look at this. Where do you think it goes from here? Like, look at that. I mean, the bubble goes all the way up to 12K. Is anyone reading into that? Actually, I just looked at that and noticed that. I was like, I didn't even notice like where the maximum of this bubble, which, you know, it doesn't have to mean anything, but boy, he zoomed it out to 12K, where the chart was just like that before. How intentional was that? Does Richard Hart think that Ethereum can get to 12K or 9, 10, 12K? I mean, I think that's like almost the average prediction of everyone bullish on ETH. So what is that? 4X, 4X from here in the upwards territory for this. If this is the, you know, what the expectation is for all of the Ethereum bulls, maybe Rich included, maybe he expects this range too. Man, those sack bags going to be heavy. Going to be worth a lot of USD. A lot of USD, pretty good. And then the value of weekends, we'll hit this one too before we move on. Value of weekends. He directly posted this, and you know, a lot of people talked about the shakeout and is it actually shakeout, and you know, is this part of a plan or all this stuff? I'm like, man, especially in the macro where all the leverage got wiped out. Again, sucks for everyone out there who lost a lot of money and all the, you know, pain or suffering, whatever is going on, people that have speculated and did stuff like that. I think you have like that kind of wipeout. You've got the overtime wipeout of, I don't know if you call them. When I say non-believers, I feel like it's like a religious thing. That's why I don't like when I say non-believers. It almost feels like, oh, the cult, the religion, right? Which I don't. I've talked about that before too. It's just a funny framing. But I think anyone who has just went on to a different ecosystem because they didn't sign up for this and didn't want to go any further with it, again, best of luck to you. But seems like he's being pretty explicit here about concepts he's talked about before around shakeouts and around weekends and around it being, you know, easier on the way up when you have less people selling and all these different, how these different systems work. I'm fortunate to have a strong hand. I'm fortunate to, just not stop believing type of deal. So pretty cool. And let's just do like one more. So 1500, I want to go to the one that, oh yeah, you know what? We can stop with this one. There's probably like one more, but I think this one is probably the most interesting to hit up here. You don't even have to read any more than just the first two sentences. Like, I think this is like probably the most bullish thing in words that he's tweeted in the last few days. Want some good news? I still think crypto is going to go up. Pretty inspiring. Pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the unspoken thing anyways. I think most people, you know, aren't getting shooken out by this, no matter what you're in. If you're in Bitcoin, Ethereum, if you're in HEX, PulseChain, whatever it is, you're probably still not getting shaken out. Because of what where is the bull run? Has it happened yet? Does this feel like a bear market to you? Again, I'm in total agreement. Like, of course, me and everyone else who's still in here putting in work and hasn't retired because the run is over, probably still believe the crypto is going up. And pretty cool that the founder, some say the greatest founder, also believes it as well. So pretty amazing. Don't know when, But I think the if part is pretty, there's a consensus that, is or if crypto is going to go up very much on the positive side, very much could just take some more time. So that's pretty cool. Founder good. I like it. Founder pretty good. So let's get on to some more bullish, cool stuff. Let's go to Interpol. You guys remember Interpol? Remember that Interpol thing? Remember the Interpol thing? Interpol is a thing. Still a thing, unfortunately, as of now. But I hope it will be a thing for very much longer. Just a second. All right. Air favorite. Legal and Interpol. Coverage person, Nuclear Herbs. How's it going, man? Fuck, I just brought him on the show, but yeah, hope you're doing now. I feel like try not to act as if I'm talking to him. Hope Nuclear is doing good out there. He's still providing some amazing quality updates and a lot of this stuff. So I just want to go through this one, and hopefully he can come back on the show at some point, and we'll talk some more fun stuff. Hopefully definitely want to get him on when the Interpol is dismissed. That'll be amazing. But let me put this link in the chat, and we will talk about it. Interpol update? ? This was shared with me a few minutes ago, along with a message. Someone who I don't actually know who has been monitoring the website and started noticing updates a few months after the SEC case went away. Here are some screenshots they took that were forwarded to me with permission to share. It looks like there was an update 10 days ago. I have no idea what these updates actually are, but the timing is interesting given that they all showed up after SEC case got resolved. I could go all conspiracy theory here, but I'll just leave it at this for now. Here's a link. I'll post any updates if you see them. Fingers crossed this being resolved. Let's go. I would love for it to be resolved. So this is the updates. So there's been some kind of processing change. So this was over, I guess this screenshot over time. So maybe that's a couple months ago that there was something last processed. So maybe something changed or they did something on it. And then this one was from the 10 days ago when this was posted, last processed on October 2nd. So I've talked a lot about before. Let's see if I can find mine, talking about the all the different ways. Yeah, this one. So all the different ways this thing could go away. To me, it's like a no-brainer that this could, like, why couldn't it totally get settled and go away, just like the SEC thing? And why not even faster? Again, I don't know when, but like there's totally an amazing, I think I did the stream where I literally went through and talked to GPT about this, of like, okay, here's the thing, here's what's going on. Here, how could it go away? This is like the 4 different ones. I think it's interesting. So 1, legal challenge in the issuing country, so Finland. So objective, invalidate the underlying arrest warrant. Approach, file motions to dismiss the charges in Finland, argue improper legal procedures if insufficient evidence, violations of national law. Impact, if the Finnish arrest warrant is quashed, Interpol has no basis to maintain the writ. So basically, get the charges dismissed in Finland, and then there's nothing to be on the red notice for Interpol. So again, insufficient evidence, all this stuff. So it could go away because, if somebody made this stuff up or it just doesn't apply or other stuff like I'll talk about as I go in here too. The other one, application to Interpol's Commission for Control of Files, CCF. So objective, remove the red notice by showing it violates Interpol rules. Grounds for success, the notice is politically motivated. It violates due process or fundamental human rights. It concerns civil, not criminal matters. For example, tax-related notices that can be challenged if they lack criminal elements. So that could be interesting. Outcome, if the CCF agrees, Interpol will delete the notice and purge it from public and police systems. Boom, another way. So very, very obvious, interesting, objective pieces for this to go away. The other one I talked about before too is lack of jurisdiction. So legal or territorial. If Richard's legal team shows that he was not a resident or tax subject of Finland during the relevant time, or his activities occurred outside Finnish jurisdiction and involved no Finnish source income or presence, then the underlying arrest warrant could be voided, making the red notice legally unsupportable. and an impacted successful challenge jurisdiction in Finnish courts could compel Finland to cancel the warrant, which automatically triggers red notice removal. That's number 3. We got one more. So 4th one, again, plenty of ways this sham thing, just like the SEC, had no basis, went away. Judge literally dismissed this. The thing go away too. It could just be some made up stuff. It could literally have no jurisdiction. You know, there's all kinds of conspiracies out there that, you know, about it. So more than likely, this could go away. Like these are like the 4 of the most obvious ways it could go away. That's why it doesn't. I'm not concerned about this going away. I don't know when. Again, at least it can take time. It's strategic time, but not concerned about it actually going away. I think there's plenty of ways to do that. Last one, funds not taxable under Finnish law. If the legal team proves the funds in question were not income, but gifts, loans already taxed elsewhere, or that Finland had no tax claim or treaty basis to pursue them, then the charges may be seen as a misapplication of criminal tax law or a civil matter, which Interpol rules generally prohibit using red notices for. Key legal principle, Interpol bans red notices for cases that are civil in nature, politically motivated, or lack sufficient, man, what a word, evidentendor. I don't often come across words I look at and I'm like, how do I say that? So it's based on evidence, right? Evidentary? Never said that word before. Or lack sufficient evidentary or legal merit under Article 3 and Article 2 of its rules. So this could totally just become civil, absurd, criminal. It could have no evidence, could not have jurisdiction, a ton of different ways to do this. So hopefully go away as soon as possible. But like, yeah, that's why I think it's, yeah. Once that goes away, like who knows? Will Richard start streaming? Will he just become more public about doing things? We're getting a world tour again? Who knows? But yeah, I think there's plenty of hopeful stuff and a lot of interesting stuff around that as well. So that's the Interpol piece. Let's go to some tokenomics. So some PulseChain stuff before we wrap up. I'll wrap up here in a few minutes. If you get any questions, I haven't looked at chat. Sorry, I've been trying to give you as much content as I can. But if there's any questions, I can't get to them all, but I may scroll up in a minute. So no expectations I get to anybody's questions, but I'll try to scroll up in a second and just get to 1 or 2 if I can. This is one from, let's see, let me just zoom out. Yeah, from PulseChain Stats, one of my favorite new stat sites. A lot of PLS charts. GoPulse got a lot of great stuff. HEX got a lot of great stuff. PulseChainStats.com came out of nowhere. Boom, beautiful, a lot of great stuff. PulseX volume. I've been hearing, yeah. PulseX volume is back up to $25 million today, with 17.5 of that volume being on PulseX V1. If you don't know PulseX V1, you got burn. I call them burn and earn. So V1 is where the farms are, where a lot of the liquidity for the core coins and stuff are. And I call it burn because the fees get burned there, but you can earn the ink token. And PulseX V2 is the earn, where there aren't any farms currently. And you can earn the trading fees from that. So it's the, so PulseX Scoper. So a lot of great stuff on their site. Volume picked up there, at least today on PulseX. So that's pretty cool. So PulseX good. And then let me just hit up on this one. This is a post I made recently that I thought was pretty good. I riffed it off of, PulseChain Stats made this one. So PulseChain burns PLS, PulseX burns PLSX. They basically talk about a bunch of different pieces that are like really cool tokenomics. When you build an ecosystem that supports an ecosystem, eventually price will catch up. Really, really cool stuff. So I did like a rendition here too. Like I did my own deal where I took some of that stuff, added a little bit of around, a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of pieces there, and add some emojis. So PulseChain burns PLS. PulseX buys and burns PulseX. Ink incentivizes taking core coins off the market and provides liquidity because you can earn ink. HEX encourages taking HEX off the market to earn more HEX over time via staking. Pump.irs takes PLS off the market due to how that works. And then, that could like help Pulse, could help PulseX, all that good stuff. Read up on tokenomics. I did pieces. I've talked about tokenomics on Pump Tires before as well. It's pretty interesting. And then PulseChain Bridge has 0% fee to bridge to PLS. I'm not sure if it's like, if there's a fee to bridge back to Ethereum, I don't know. It's like you can turn it on and off. There's like a fee thing on that as well. But I think to bridge to PLS, I believe there's no fee. You can double check that. And the other way around, I'm not sure if it's reciprocal. But anyways, validators take PLS off the market, so you can earn more PLS in that as well. PulseChain is designed to win, and there's no other ecosystem like it. I mean, when you look at that, does that not strike you as bullish? Does it not strike you as you are in a place where the tokenomics have been thought out so well and implemented so well that when people actually hear about it and we start onboarding everyone onto it, and like it's kind of like the community is kind of forgotten all these pieces. Everyone's just like buy and burn. It's just become like a greatest hit, like a catchphrase, like a thing that's like there's not a lot of oomph, you know, it's lost the oomph that everyone used to talk about before. But when you think about it, really cool tokenomics, a lot of great pieces to incentivize like a well-oiled ecosystem machine, a lot of complementary pieces. I mean, just look at that. Look at that and tell me that we are not set up for success. Look at each point and be like, we need to beg people to come into the ecosystem. They're not going to understand how it works. These pieces don't fit together well. They don't complement each other. They're not like each and every one is contributing to a significant part of making this ecosystem great and making the wheels turn. And again, all these things that could be really good for price appreciation and really good for, you know, supporting DeFi protocols and really good to build upon and launch stuff on and do all that amazing stuff. So I think, yeah, it's easy to be like, oh, the price is down and like it's been a long time and when's it gonna go back up? And like, am I in the right place? I would just look at this and be like, I think I want to remind myself, you know, if I'm ever like, oh, you know, why does this thing exist? Like, this is, you know, these pieces, you know, these squares, these things, you know, it gives creators tools to spin their meme points from ideal to ignition. Every trade fuels PulseX. The more you swap, the more it burns. Really, like all these deflationary, all this stuff. It's really cool. And I think when given a chance, when we get into the bull run, when it is PulseChain season, I mean, the sky is the limit, right? Like there's what's in our way, right? So a lot of amazing stuff there. I came across a very, very, very chat mood. I get to just like one or two more things. I'll talk to chat. 5,555,555 HEX staked for, you guessed it, 5555. 390 T shares. Amazing. Again, bullish on the HEX token. Bullish on the PulseChain. Love it. I love it a lot. So really cool stuff there. I think, yeah, like I said, if you haven't, I went through a lot of different pieces that I think are really cool. And I hope that I'll pull up this one. I'm talking to chat. I hope that you realize how great this place is, and the rallying cry, we will win. And also, I'm not selling, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, scroll talk to chat real quick. Red Squirrel, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hex a lot. Nice. What's up? What's up? How's it going? Oh, Honda K24A. Same leverage was really sweet. Leverage wipe was really sweet. Can't text best wishes. Maybe talk about the leverage. Yeah, hopefully everyone's who was affected, guys, is doing well. But at the same time, things happen in financial markets, and you know, they can get to a healthier state and an unhealthier state, and yeah, hopefully from here, anyone who lost money can make a lot more, assuming they didn't lose everything. Again, hope you're doing well out there if you're affected. Good rock search, appreciate it. Brizology, how's it going, man? Good to see you, Briz. Good to see you. Magnus 9830, how's it going, man? Welcome. Is that a Finnish flag or Swedish flag? Sorry if I feel like if somebody got my flag wrong. There's just so many countries in Europe, but you know, and so many ones that look similar to, yeah, it's probably fine. But I want to say Swedish flag. I'm not sure, but Shout out to Sweden, if so, or if not, shout out to wherever you're from and flag representing. Oh, FN19. Any news developments on Coast and Hedron? Nothing that interesting. I think Alex has been tweeting more often than before, which was more often than every 6 months. I did at the HEX. Was it a HEX week? Did we talk? Yeah, HEX week. We did talk about another project, not on Coast Hedron V2, but we talked about another project, Sigma, which is one that hopefully will come out at some point too. That there's probably, I won't be surprised if, when Alex starts becoming active and launching products again, that we start seeing a handful of different, things come out. And gosh, I hope we're able to really deep dive and get into it, and they're good for the ecosystem. But nothing, there's, the V2 is still a thing. So as far as I understand, I mean, I haven't heard it's not a thing. So I think when ready, maybe we'll see some developments. Pretty cool. Just got off my phone with my grandmother. She's saying some crazy. My dad too. Crazy feeling to have belief and feeling outcasted. I know, right? It's one of those things where, I mean, I totally get it. Crypto is one thing for people to wrap their heads around. And then, an ecosystem where it's like, wow, you're waiting that much. You still believe in the thing like this, the price hasn't went up, like all this stuff. You went through all this stuff and it's like, you still like this thing. It's like, yeah, because I believe in it. There's a difference in being, what's a good analogy for this? It's like, you can see people who could easily support something when things are going well, or maybe a little bit afterwards. Okay, it's fine. But like I said, I think there's a few true believers out there who are just like, whatever their motivation, motivation could just be money. Like I'm just not going to lose money. Or some could be like, I just believe in Richard Hart. I like what he's doing. And some could just be like, I'm just living my life, and I just don't, I can wait. I have patience. I wasn't over leveraged. I have time and all this stuff too. And some can't. And again, I've said so many times, it's like, I don't, if you can't wait, or you're not interested, or you want to go do something else, then again, more power to you. I wish you the best, but I can't, it's very hard to unbelieve once, I don't know, I'm pretty passionate about this stuff, and I try to do the first principles thinking, very objective. And of course, I'm biased from, I've followed Richard for like 8 years now. So I think my life has gotten, there's ups and downs and stuff, but I think the positive impact that HEX and PulseChain have had on me, and maybe better in so many different ways. I didn't know anything about finance before I got into crypto and a lot of the different teachings and stuff. I have no background in that. Was never very interested in it, but I do have a background in tech. I'm very interested in tech, and I understand tech. And I think that those two coming together, and just all the things that, all the blessings I've had from the ecosystem over the years, have just really motivated me to be like, this is the thing I want to succeed. This is what I want this thing to work. And there's nothing showing it's not going to work. It's just that if I really want it to work, and it's still going on, and I believe there's a lot more good things to come, what am I afraid of? Maybe not everyone. I guess it's not a very common stance to have, but I want this place to be great, and I see the opportunity, I see the potential, and I see the people working very hard for that to happen. And I just can't believe that it wouldn't. It's very easy for me to believe that it would versus that it wouldn't. So I'm going to be unapologetically not afraid to be bullish on PulseChain and HEX. And when glory comes and victory is here, I hope that, everyone who's again making their own choices, I hope they get heavily rewarded for for the work and the contributions and the diligence and acumen and everything that helped them stick with it. And everyone who left, I hope you find what you're looking for elsewhere as well. All right, everyone. Sorry, I got lots of comments. Lots of people appreciate that. I gotta hop off though. Last one. I'm bullish on PulseChain. For DJ Mr. Lefty. Good to see you. Appreciate it. I'm bullish as well. All right, everyone. How'd you like that? Just under 40 minutes. I'll play a couple videos for you though. Help get you pumped up. Pump those numbers up. Again, apologies, can't get to everyone in the chat. But another day, another stream. I have a stream tomorrow. So come back tomorrow. And let's go out with 10,000X for all. Let's do that. Here we go. 10,000X. Scivive and 5555. We are out.
HEX is complete. Project not complete. They're not the same thing. Promise returns and go build something. How much X is Bitcoin up? Yeah. 1,000X over a penny. It was designed to replace fiat currency. Back to the 10,000X. Smart fucker I am. Everyone else cries and whines like a little bitch. 1,000X over a penny. It was designed to replace fiat currency. Back to the 10,000X. Smart fucker I am. Well, then it was fucking designed. 10,000X, it's impossible. How can he do that? Listen, you stupid fucks. Everything else is up higher. Bitcoin to 2 million X. $1,500 fucking dollars.
Hey yo, we had scanners, why they hit us with a Wells notice. SEC versus RHMax until they notice. In the back of the court, we're treated just professional. We don't care, we got them RH simple songs screaming out. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Money stacking up, yeah, watch it explode. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Richard Hart versus SEC for crypto. For some reason, yo, they hating no heads. It don't matter, we got each other's back, now we can flex. Forget a market cap, heads could burn all of that. RH spinning in the front, psyops in the back. We stack, burn, flip and trade a little crypto. Made other platforms famous, cause the DeFi is all we know. SEC sending their letters and marking their posts. They didn't expect RH11 to come and dispose. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Money stacking up, yeah, watch it explode. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Richard Hart versus SEC for crypto. PulseChain has made it clear it's the new L1. Keeping gas fees low on Ethereum, case 1. PulseX your way into crypto. Regulations gonna take things slow. Everyone knows we stack, burn, flip, and hold every bit we own. Richard Hart got the vision. 5 heads can grow. INC incentivizes us to run the show, while the SEC installs in the status quo. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Money stacking up, yeah, watch it explode. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Richard Hart versus SEC for crypto. Smart contracts running, DeFi is trust. This is PulseChain gang, you don't believe in us. SEC tried to talk, so we had 11 witness. The bear is the real test, SEC is just fitness. We taking over, no time to debate. Check your contract over, the audit said it was fake. You got the keys, and you collect all the fees, and you're not locked, so you probably pull liquidity. Hey yo, this the future, crypto on lock. HEX is the first CD on block. SEC stepped in to stop the clock, but the validators running the code will never stop. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Money stacking up, yeah, watch it explode. Heads post INC, PulseX we hold. Richard Hart versus SEC for crypto.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so many coins. Which coin is the best? Is it too late to buy Bitcoin? Why must cryptocurrency be so confusing? When you need clear answers, go to Richard Hart. The smartest man in crypto, Richard Hart. Richard Hart started mining Bitcoins on his graphic card in 2011. Richard knows his crypto stuff. Crypto Smart with Richard Hart. Check out his YouTube channel.